New Apple Car Concept Design. It's not exactly unheard of for companies to delve into production processes outside of their known brand. After all, the think outside the box mantra doesn't apply to individuals alone. In the business world, it would be entrepreneurship or the diversification of interests. Avon did it. Xerox, Hasbro, Abercrombie & Fitch, even Nokia did it. These companies started with different products, but eventually branched into the brands they're now known for. Changing times sometimes requires some dynamicism in production and manufacturing. It's all part of the physics of business and entrepreneurship. The most recent paradigm in this trend of diversification is Apple's electric car project. Everyone knows Apple as the company behind such top-notch products as iPods, iPhones, iPads, Macs, to mention but a few. Since the iPhone's launch in 2008, Apple has been part of the world's high-class technological companies chain, and currently, it is one of the big 5 industries in the U.S. information technology industry. I don't need to tell you what that says about its commercial and technological status. As if its run of excellence isn't enough, Apple has once more held everyone in awe with its intention to go into the automobile industry, and the internet has been buzzing recently with talks of an iCar, which has left us curious to know just what stakes the company is about to introduce to the automobile industry. What is it about this car? In an industry that undergoes constant automobile revolutions in design, tech, and concept, what's Apple bringing to the table? To sate this curiosity, we're going to shed some light on the car, its concept, and design. Before we go on, I'd like you to like this video and click the subscribe button so you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. Now, back to the iCar. The idea for an Apple car began as far back as 2008. Steve Jobs expressed this shortly after the release of the original iPhone. However, his interest didn't seem to gain any traction until the rumors intensified in 2015, when Apple began to hire research specialists and experienced engineers to look into the project, which inside the company is named Project Titan. It also diverted some of its original employees to the project and hired new ones. In September 2015, the Wall Street Journal confirmed 2 crucial details regarding the concept and design of Apple's car. 1. It's going to be a BEV, battery electric vehicle, and 2. It's going to be an AV, autonomous vehicle. Your favorite sci-fi movies are about to become a reality, aren't they? As a battery electric vehicle, the Apple car isn't going to be operating an internal combustion engine like most classic cars in use today. Much like Tesla, it's going to derive its propulsion purely from rechargeable batteries with no other auxiliary source of power. This concept shows good thinking on the company's executives, as electrically propelled vehicles are nothing but economical and efficient. The Apple car will reduce carbon dioxide emissions as well as that of other greenhouse gases. It would also cut down on oil dependence, thus reducing oil scarcity and buoying gasoline prices. A more intriguing detail is the Apple car's AV concept. The AV, standing for autonomous vehicle, also means a self-driving vehicle. Much of these you have seen in tons of sci-fi movies. Since there's little to nothing that science and technology can achieve, it's expected that the concept of a self-driving car would have been in the works all this while. Apple has been conducting research and experiments regarding the use of this technology. To this effect, there have been several rumored sightings of self-driven Apple cars in the past, though the company was quick to put out disclaimers. Nevertheless, the technology is perfect enough for prototypes and observations within enclosed spaces. With the Apple car, we wouldn't have to wait that long before the dream of cars driving themselves through the streets became real. As with all self-driving cars, Apple intends to use a variety of sensors to ensure that the iCar can read and receive data of the surrounding area, which will in turn guide the car through navigation paths and help in circumventing obstacles. Such sensors include sonar, inertial measurement units, radar, GPS, LiDAR, and odometry. Apple has had talks with partners concerning the purchase of elements for the car, such as LiDAR sensors, which would see their car get a 3D reading off the road. The iCar might also feature multiple LiDAR sensors to help in the measurement of distances. The presence of LiDAR sensors in the iPhone 12 Pro and iPad Pro points to a possible derivation of sensors from internal LiDAR units. If you think this is all, you still don't know anything about the iPhone or any iProducts. Apple also plans to integrate groundbreaking battery technology to ensure that their car is quite the catch when it's launched, just like the iPhone. Rather than using the standard battery design, Apple intends to utilize a unique single-cell structure that compresses the power cells, creating more battery space. This space would help contain materials that can prolong the car's ability to go longer distances before a recharge. Though the battery type is lithium-ion, Apple is looking towards a unique variant. The company is currently evaluating a lithium iron phosphate chemical structure for its car battery, which eliminates the tendency to overheat. In 2017, Apple's Director of Artificial Intelligence, Ruslan, revealed research he'd done on AI tech that would aid the self-driving concept. By now, you should be familiar with LiDAR sensors, so we'll skip it and go straight to other projects in the research. One of Ruslan's research software uses a camera or cameras mounted on a car to identify pedestrians, other vehicles, and motorable parts on the road. A third project used a technique dubbed SLAM, simultaneous localization and mapping, which is applied in augmented reality and mapping. There was also talk of software that collects data from cars with sensors and curates it into a three-dimensional map. Ruslan also expounded on the integrated AI's ability to make complex decisions like avoiding pedestrians and obstacles on the road. In 2014, Project Titan included plans to create a car designed from scratch, a decision that would lead to an Apple-branded car. Along the line, there were conjectures from certain quarters indicating that Apple would partner with a car manufacturing partner to come up with the iCar. However, even those fell into obscurity. One other hypothesis is that Apple might stick to creating an autonomous driving system for integration into cars made by already existing manufacturers. Whichever the case, it is expected that we could start seeing Apple cars on our streets as soon as 2024. Details regarding the car's design are still blurry, and as such, we can still grasp the strong theorizations provided by both insiders and tech experts. One of such speculations concerns the iCar's interior lighting, thanks to patents purchased for that purpose. Apple intends to integrate within the car's structure LEDs and OLEDs connected with fiber using unique lighting tubes that carry the light around the car. Coupled with embedded sensors, this lighting system would help create such illusions as seamless doors that display buttons or icons like a screen. The engineers involved in Project Titan consider including in the car's design such features as an interior bereft of a wheel and pedals, thus enforcing the autonomous driving concept. Spherical wheels, giving the car the ability to drive sideways. Augmented to virtual reality built into interior displays. Automatic doors that open and close without a sound. And a different driving system more visually pleasing than what other companies developing autonomous vehicles use. While there is no concrete physical rendition of the iCar yet, courtesy of Apple's reluctance, purchased patents such as the one mentioned earlier could tell us what to expect in the iCar's design. One of these patents, purchased in 2011, will allow you to unlock your car and start it with your iDevice. From 2009, another one revealed a design with an interior camera speculated to aid the detection and interpretation of hand movements to control certain functions. A 2012 patent looks into how any user can get into an iCar and set personal preferences with their iDevice. The most recent patent, published in 2017, details a system that uses Bluetooth for communication between cars, sensors, and GPS to detect obstacles. These patents may not necessarily be for self-driving cars, as some are utilized in modern vehicles. Nevertheless, some of them do point strongly to what you would visualize the iCar to be. Conclusion. The level of speculation surrounding the iCar is reminiscent of the times preceding the first iPhone launch. Nevertheless, typical of the success that trailed the iPhone when it was finally launched, we can expect that the iCar is going to be an electric self-driven car, boasting an exquisite, super futuristic design that marks it out as one of a kind.